back to Shitty House, day 7. Well, got good news. Water's been flowing all night, keeping that melt just coming right on out of the basement. Awesome. Got Jenny running, blowing some heat up in there, and our roof is currently being worked on. As you can tell, bit of a hot mess. Just a bit of a hot mess. Just a little bit. Dumpster didn't go back as far as we would have liked it to, so we're gonna have some cleanup. But not a big deal. Got our dude. Jason, say hi.
Hi.
Jason is crushing it up there on the roof for us. If anybody needs a roof done, any handyman services, any remodels, you just let us know and we'll hook you up with Jason, because he's doing phenomenal work up there right now. But yeah, so on the docket today we have our cabinets. The rest of those are coming out, and the basement. Those are the two big things. We're just gonna get everything stripped down, cleared out, ripped out, and get ready for our electrician, who I'll be reaching out to today to get an idea, hold on one second, on exactly how much it's going to cost to get this fixed up. Way back here in the basement, in that dark, scary corner, there is a box. Now, the problem with that box is a fuse box. That's not what we need. We want breakers. So we're going to go ahead and have that upgraded and updated. That way we don't have any worries of blown fuses or any other BS that comes with these older homes. We found out one of the reasons why the former occupants couldn't keep their electrical bill under control. See that lamp right there? Yeah. Well, they used to grow product, and they probably smoked a lot more of that product than they actually sold. So they couldn't pay their electric bill, thus giving the situation with the sub pump not working. Little pump's working. It's been running all night, like we saw earlier, and it's doing a great job keeping the water kind of at bay. This is really melting down quite quickly. As you can see, I'm still kind of blasting some heat in here, trying to get as much of the melt gone as possible before Heather shows up and we're down here again. I'm going to try to get these cabinets done before she shows up too. So with all that being said, I'm going to have to get to work here in a second. Now, one thing that we do want to make sure that we do is we want to make sure that we measure all of this before we do anything else. Because really the size of the cabinets as they were, where everything's at, that's about the max that we're going to be able to go in this kitchen and make it functional. Because we still want our dining space. So I'm going to go ahead and take some measurements here very quickly with our super handy dandy Bosch electrical tape measure, and just get an idea of how much space we want to keep around for cabinetry. By the way, Menards, all of the cash and carry cabinets are hidden upstairs. If you need to find them, go to the cabinet guy, ask him for the unfinished cabinetry. You can finish it yourself however you want it to finish. And anyways, they're super cheap. I think we can probably get this entire kitchen done with new cabinets for roughly, I'm gonna say, $1,000 total out the door. And then we just got to put a little bit of elbow grease into getting them done the way that we want them done. And I believe they have an oak finish on them. Anyways, that is your morning update from DH Rentals and Rehabs, from Dope House to Dream House. We'll see you in a little bit. Welcome back to Shitty House. This is your day 7 end of the day update. God, I'm a freaking mess. Anyways, so we are cruising along pretty smoothly. Got some measurements written on the walls now and stuff that we're gonna need. Brought over my my stepdad to take a look at some flooring issues that we're gonna go ahead and take care of. And we got the majority of the cabinets out. Now I wanted to make sure that it had Sawzall because I want to leave that pipe kind of where it is, so when we do bring in a plumber, he knows exactly how this kitchen layout is going to be. I don't like answering questions that don't really need to be answered. Now, I do have a surprise for tomorrow. I'm not going to unbarricade that. I just forgot to do the video prior to, but for everybody tomorrow, as far as the basement goes, Evelyn and Heather crushed that basement today. I mean, freaking crushed it. It's like when you're 5 years old and you crush a soda can. Yeah, that's kind of crushed. They freaking wrecked that thing. And we were able to find the old sump hole, which was super awesome because I took the sump pump and I dropped it into that hole and it just drained so much disgusting water out of the basement that we are almost to the point where I will say dry. Can't really say dry yet because there's still like a lot of ice melt coming out of one corner. But it's way better than where we were at, and you can actually walk on the floor, which is freaking awesome. That was a week-long journey of draining a basement. A whole week of draining a basement. It's freaking insane. So, that's done, and I left the sump down there. We have the sump, because we don't have electricity yet, hooked up to the neighbor's house, and he is going to let us keep it hooked up until we can get our own electricity turned back on. We did find an issue with the sump system in this, well, with these particular houses, just these two. We're getting some backflow from his system, and I don't know exactly how that works, but that's something we're gonna have to figure out. I think I can go get a check valve and get it installed, and then that should hopefully fix the problem, but we'll see. Other than that, just got the cabinets ripped out and outline of what we're gonna do here in the kitchen, and it's gonna be pretty awesome, I think. So the way that the space was used in here before wasn't really ideal, and there was no real indicator on where they had a refrigerator, if they even had one in here, because there's really just no space for it the way that they had this design before. So what we're gonna do, and we're going to knock part of this wall out. We're gonna raise these cabinets up. We're gonna leave this spot open for the fridge. The refrigerator is gonna go in this little spot, and we're gonna put a full-size pantry right here. That should really kind of compensate for that lack of one cupboard and one like lower cupboard. So that'll be kind of nice. We're gonna have like a little spot for your coffee cups right here against this window. And then the rest of this is gonna be just cupboard space, cupboard space, cupboard space. We might even do some cupboard space over here, and then cupboard space, stove, cupboard space, sink. And then obviously the refrigerator is gonna be here. And then we might do one of those like little half cupboards right here where you can like, I don't know, keep your fucking pizza trays and shit in there. So, but anyways, yeah, so that's the deal. We gotta rip up the subfloor and just kind of level the floor back out. Apparently the guy before was like super lazy apparently and didn't want to peel up all the peel and stick tile that he had down, and just decided to put this freaking plywood down instead. So that'll be fun for me to get up because there's a ton of goddamn nails in that thing. It's just, that's brutal to look at. It's very, very disappointing looking at how many nails he used on a piece of freaking plywood. It's very demoralizing because they all have to come up, they all have to come out in order for us to put down the new flooring. We are doing a change in plans because we thought that this might just be like a crown for from like the house settling. That is not the case, and upon further inspection we have determined, and with the help of Mr. Keith Ridley, that this floor is really not savable. It's unfortunate, but the way that everything's kind of warped, he brought to my attention if we took the sander to it, it's going to chip to hell. So to save us a bunch of time and a bunch of headache, what we're going to do is we're just going to, God, there's mud everywhere from outside. What we're going to do is we're just going to take some LifeProof floors and we're going to go over top of everything with the LifeProof floors. So it shouldn't be terrible, and it'll look really clean and really good when we're done. And yeah, so hopefully Sunday, I'm praying Sunday I will be able to spray the inside of the house. We will be able to wipe this nasty, disgusting, moldy mildew crap off, and we will be able to move on. Now, as you could probably tell from just the picture a second ago, that we are also halfway through the roof situation. That's right. We have us a new roof. Yep. And we're gonna need new gutters, but that comes in time. Our ridge vent, unfortunately, Menards delivered it, and they damaged it when they delivered it, so I have to get a new ridge vent. Taking it back to them here today. They should have all the information, but I asked our buddy Jason, that you saw earlier in the video. I asked him if it was still usable. He said no, so that's where we're at. And the girls, specifically Aubrey, has done a phenomenal job of trying to get all this crap picked up and put into said dumpster. So that's your end of the day update from DH Rentals and Rehab Shitty House, day 7. We'll see you guys tomorrow.